Hi, this is Simon Leung from simonleung.com. Welcome to the first live of 2022. And to be honest, it's a really crazy time to be live right now on a regular hour that I'm not usually on and on a weekend. And I think many of us are still on holiday mode. So to be quite frank, I don't expect too many of us to be joining us in real time. But if you do happen to be with us live, give us a hashtag live. If you see us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. We see Jeanette saying wow with, lovely, lovely eyes. And so with that, 食咗飯未啊？夠鐘食飯啦喎。Okay, so with that, obviously wanting to wish all of you a happy new year, happy 2022, and welcome to a fresh start of a brand new chapter. I think for many of us, I don't know about you, but I think that 2021 just completely flew right by. And so for some of us, it was more challenging, I would say, than for others. But regardless, I think that this is a brand new, fresh start, or what can perceive to be. And so, with all of that, instead of going live first in any one of our other groups or communities or pages, I decided that why not do it a lot more personally? This is my own personal channel. If you haven't had the opportunity to do so, I invite you to connect with me on social media. You should be able to see a lot of the other posts, as well as channels and things like that right below the actual video on the screen. So we see Harold as well. Join us live. Great to see you also. Now, one thing I do want to share with you, of course, if you haven't already, I want to invite you to go to my YouTube channel. And what's really interesting is that as I was creating this first live that we have here today, it almost reminded me of what it felt like yesterday. And to some of us, 2021 was just yesterday or 1 or 2 days ago. But it really did remind me of when I created my first live of 2021. If you actually come here to my YouTube channel, you would realize that we actually were quite active over the last year when it comes to doing live. Now, not all of them necessarily were directly from simonleon.com, but rather from a lot of our various other communities. And if you're following us on a lot of different pages, you will also see that we've actually had quite a bit of content over the last 12 months or so. From groove stuff to personal stuff to regular digital marketing. And in the middle of the year, we launched Groove Asia as well, which is pretty amazing. But all the ones that were just privately on my own channels, you will see have a quite different design. It's the little red and yellowish color over here. And you would see that we actually didn't go on more than several times, probably the entire year. But when it comes to going live and communicating with the variety of our communities, we've actually been on live multiple times every single week over the last 12 months and even beyond that, starting in 2020, I believe. And so, with all of that, it has to do with commitments, right? It always has to do with how committed you are and what it is that you want to do in your own day to day life. And that is why it is very important for us to realize that when it comes to a lot of the things that we are doing, and by the way, I see you, Nicholas and Talk Talk, great to see you. Hashtag live join us. Talk Talk, of course, is not with us here today because it's not a Groove Asia live. And so with that, I think in the future, we'll invite you over to this one as well, Tak Tak, if you're up for it, because we can always use your help as well in anything that you do. And Tak Tak has always done a great job. And Nicholas, of course, is another one of our mentors inside our communities. Join us, hashtag live. Great to see you, Mr. Nicholas. Hope you enjoyed your holidays and everything else. So going back into what we're talking about here today, right? It's very important for us to remember that just because there is a flip of the calendar year, it doesn't mean that it is a new beginning. It doesn't mean that you need to write a new book. In fact, it is very crucial for us to keep in mind that each and every single day potentially can be a new chapter, and especially a new chapter and not a beginning, because a chapter remains in the same book, which is a continuation of yesterday, the continuation of last week, the continuation of last month, right? There is nothing spectacular just because the year number is different that somehow we should change. It should change you or your beliefs or your goals. In fact, write this down. You should always have goals. You should always have goals regardless of what the number is on the calendar, regardless of what the month is, regardless of what the year is. You should always have goals that you need to strive for. So forget about resolutions. Why? Because resolutions are those temporary goals that we always write down, right, at the beginning of every single year. You want to lose weight. You want to quit smoking. You want to be healthier. You want to spend more time with your family. You want to start a new business. You want to do this. You want to do that. You want to become a millionaire before the year is over, right? All of these are different goals, different dreams, where let me tell you this, 99.9999999% of all of them, they disappear by the time the first few days of the new year has already gone and passed. Resolutions are just that. They're temporary goals that most of the time you do not even try to reach. And within 1 or 2 weeks after the 1st of January, all these resolutions actually disappear. Do you agree? If you agree, type in the word agree inside of the comments. So forget about the resolutions because these are temporary goals. What you should have instead, write this down, is lifetime goals, lifelong goals that you should strive for, regardless of when it is on the calendar year, regardless of what month it is, what day it is, regardless of what special occasion it is. You should have these lifelong goals. With that said, it is, of course, still very important for us to reflect on your last 6 months, last 12 months, again, regardless of when it is. It could be in February, it could be in April, it could be in June, it could be in October, right? You can still reflect in the last 6 months or the last 12 months and see how you can personally do better. Now, for me personally, the last year has been completely crazy. For those of you who have been a part of our businesses, our projects, our communities, you would know that we planned so many things over the course of the last several months, beginning all the way back in January of last year, right? All these crazy things have continued to happen. And especially over the more recent times, we, of course, have continued to plan for the launch of one of my companies and businesses, which is a community called Groove Asia. And so for those of you, by the way, whether you are joining us hashtag live or hashtag replay, if you are a part of Groove Asia, type in Groove Asia inside the comments so that anyone who will be watching us, whether live or on the replay, will know to reach out to you. Maybe you get some additional referrals, commissions, who knows, right? But make sure that you are here. That is definitely one of the benefits of joining us live, because you'll be able to get all of your amazing faces and smiling faces and names seen right here on the screen as well. Now, being said about Groove Asia, this was not even a project, a community that we officially launched until June of last year. So in reality, over the last 6 months or so, we have grown into thousands of members with dozens of leaders around the world. I'm talking about places like Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines, India, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Mongolia, Australia. Of course, we see Mr. Nicholas there. Nigeria. Where is it? South Africa, of course, US, Canada, UK, Europe, including places and countries like France and Spain. So we really became a global community in a very short amount of time. And also, something else that we're very proud of is not just in countries, but in terms of languages as well. And I see Nicholas there. He would know this better than anybody, because he was leading up on all of translation projects and things like that. But we got a lot of our content, our websites, our pages, our people doing things in Chinese. So we're talking about Mandarin and Cantonese. We're talking about languages like Thai and Malay, Filipino, in Indonesian, in Hindi, Japanese, Mongolian, Russian, French, you name it. If there is a place that we want to expand into, this is the community to do so. But that's just the last 6 months. Keep in mind, we are just a half a year old in terms of this particular one community that I'm just talking about. In the next 12 months, we have no less than 12 additional brand new projects At least that's what's in the plan right now. And Groove Asia and everything that we've been doing for the last 6 to 12 months is only a small part of it. We're talking about if you, in fact, and this is why I want to open up this inside of my personal channels first instead of individual communities, is because this is not restricted or limited to just anybody who might just be a part of these communities. So if you do happen to be a part of Roof Asia, if you do happen to be inside of Roof or anything else, just know that you also have the opportunity as well to expand and be a part of this expansion into other projects, other communities, other groups, where you can actually become a much bigger role, play a much bigger position, and really enjoy a lot more partnership opportunities that are not limited to what we have experienced over the last several months. So hopefully you're excited about that, because we're talking about things like, for example, seminars, events, things that could hopefully, maybe if things go our way, in-person live events, or if not, nothing's stopping us from doing us additional virtual events as well. We're talking about things like speaker bureau, things within digital marketing, like affiliate marketing, e-commerce, fintech, travel, subscription models, education. All of these things are going to be very, very exciting. Are you, by the way, excited and you want to be a part of everything that we do? If you are, type in the word excited inside of the comments as well. But here's the other thing that we need to consider, right? Because if there's any indication of not just the last few months, the first 6 months of growing pains, but more so the decades of experience that many of us have in marketing, in entrepreneurship, in starting your own businesses, we know that things may not necessarily always go the way that we plan them to be, right? Do you agree? If you agree, type in the word agree inside the comments. So, will things be perfect? The answer? Most likely not. Nothing ever is. But the beauty of imperfect things is that they all become lessons for us to improve ourselves. They become lessons for us to become better personally, professionally, and everything else. 2021, for me personally, as great as it was, as productive as it was, as much growth as we experienced in 2021, we also had its own fair of challenges. For those of you who've been in a part of our communities, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Whether it comes to technology, whether it comes to the resources or lack thereof, whether it comes to building teams, communities, people, right? There's always gonna be different kinds of challenges that are as natural as the air that we breathe. It happens. So what we want to do is we want to learn from these lessons. And the beauty of it is that every single day, as we strive to hit brand new goals every single day, one of these goals, and I always say, every year there's 365 additional brand new opportunities for you. What exactly do I actually mean by that? It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to set up a brand new project every single day. It doesn't mean that you need to set up a brand new business model every single day. But every single day, we have the opportunity, right, to make mistakes, to learn from those mistakes, and to improve upon them. And so, with all of that, treat everything, every single day, as an opportunity to learn many lessons. Of course, I can share different individual lessons that I have learned over the last year and beyond that I can share, but today is not about that. Today is about celebration. Write that down. Celebration. Let's celebrate, shall we? Celebrate the new year, celebrate a brand new opportunity. It's about welcoming a new chapter for all of us. Again, new chapter, write that down. Not a new book, not a new blank page, so to speak, but a brand new chapter, because again, it is a continuation. It is a continuation of yesterday, last week, what we set out to do 6 months ago, 12 months ago. Whether it's Groove Asia or Summit or my internet events or whatever other amazing community that we will be building this year, it's all about welcoming in a brand new chapter for all of us, because 2022 will be exciting and definitely life changing if and only if you allow it to be. So, will you allow 2022 to be life changing for you? If you do, If you will, type in the word 20 or the numbers 2022 inside the comments and let it be known to all of us, to the universe, that you are making that commitment to start this brand new chapter. Now, just to let you know, many of us, right? I'm sure myself included, all of you, the last 2 years have been crazy. Starting in 2020, I opened up myself to changes in 2020, whereas those changes were never accepted for over a decade and a half prior to that. Why? Because there were never any situations that required us to make those changes, right? It's very easy for us to be comfortable, to say that we're good at doing this and we're comfortable doing that. So no changes need to be necessary. But as we all know, in 2020, businesses closed down, jobs got lost, and for everybody, myself included, we had to adapt to a brand new way of life. And so, with the last 2 years, I can honestly say that it was nothing short of a blessing. Nothing short of a blessing because of all these forced changes. It forced us into doing brand new things that otherwise I would still be doing, traveling the world, doing all these things and not being connected to each and every single one of you whom we are connected with right now. And so every day is a brand new opportunity. Every situation is an opportunity if you allow it to be. There are some people who are still crying themselves to sleep every single night because of what happened to them and everybody else in the year 2020. So, the question to ourselves now, in 2022, there will be new challenges. There will be new problems. There will be a continuation of all the bad things that have been happening over the last months and years and will continue for months and years to come. The real question is, how will you deal with it? How will you deal with it, not just in 2022, but each and every single day that we experience for years and years and years to come? So, yes, things will continue to go wrong. Businesses will continue to close down. Jobs will continue to disappear. And who knows, right? We will continue to get lockdowns and all these crazy things with a pandemic and everything else. We might not even have an end in sight for many, many months, maybe even potentially years to come. Who knows? Nobody can predict the future. The question is, are you going to go on Facebook and talk about it every single day? Are you going to go and be political, talk about how everything is, political, is government, is this and that? Are you going to go and tell the same story every single day, the same story everyone's been talking about, many people have been talking about for the last months and years since 2020? Or are you going to move on into a brand new chapter? For me, I moved on ever since the beginning. I don't talk about it. I don't address it. Nobody knows which side I'm on because life is too short. There's so many more important things that we should be focusing on. So are you going to play victim? Are you going to cry about it? Are you going to feel sorry for yourself for the rest of your life? Or are you going to do something about it and make sure that you are helping others in the process while you're also helping yourself? With our communities, our mission is to achieve freedom by changing lives around the world together. If you're going to sit down, cry in the corner, that is not going to make any change for anybody else, including yourself. So, my challenge to you and everybody else who haven't opened up themselves to the changes that have been a brand new world to the majority of us in 2020 already. And that's why 2021 was so awesome for many people. That's why 2022 and beyond is going to continue to be so awesome for so many people. It's because we already realized that we need to adapt. We need to realize that we need to appreciate, show gratitude for whether it's the good things or the bad things in life. We need to be grateful for every single day because it is an opportunity. Okay, so the last 2 years, to me personally, and for many people, it has been nothing short of a blessing. It is what it is. If you see it as a blessing, it becomes a blessing. If you see it as a burden, then it becomes a burden. If you see it as a challenge, a problem, then that's what it becomes. My challenge to you is I want you to see this as a blessing. Even if it's a blessing in disguise, see it as a blessing, because with this blessing comes so many brand new opportunities in our communities. Now that we have Groove Asia, we have Summit, we have My Internet Events, and amazing communities that we will continue to build starting this year, nothing can stop you or anyone else from achieving the same goals, achieving the same blessings. And so, with that, I want this to be your calling. I want this to be your own goal. Forget about the resolutions, forget about all the bad things that have happened. It's a brand new start, a brand new chapter, a brand new blessing when you finally switch that on and realize that this is what it is. Okay, and so with that, that is my message to you, and that is everything that I do want to continue to share with you as time goes on. Will there be additional changes to my business model? Will there be additional changes to the way that I do things? Yes, probably. But that's everyday life, right? Every day is a brand new opportunity for us to learn from yesterday's lessons and yesterday's mistakes so that today, tomorrow, and beyond will be that much better. And so, with that, I sincerely hope that this message goes out to everybody who needs to hear it, and an invitation to anybody who wants to be a bigger part of everything that we do, because this is something that I believe can be life changing. All right, so with that, that is pretty much all of the updates that I have for you on this very first live of 2022. I do want to say hi to just a few more of you who have been saying hi to us over the last several minutes or so. Harold and Nicholas, of course, he said hi to you. Talk Fiona, great to see you, saying celebration. Talk is also saying chapter. We also have JJ also join us, new chapter 2022. And Nicholas is saying over here, the words you say to yourself are important. When we use words, we are spelling. Don't cast negative spells on yourself. Stay positive and spell what you say to yourself in a positive manner in 2022 and every single day of your life as well. Nicholas, of course, is one of our mentors, one of our leaders. He is very, very, in many, many ways influential. He's spiritual. He always has a positive attitude for all of us. And so obviously connect with Nicholas. We look forward to working together in much bigger ways as well. But just as what Mr. Nicholas say, everything that you say to yourself is important. You're self-hypnotizing yourself every single day based on what you're thinking, what you're saying to yourself, how you're talking, how you're reacting, and everything in your day-to-day life. So make sure that you react positively to everything, see everything as a potential, everything as an opportunity, because that is exactly what it is as well. All right, so with that, that is pretty much all of the updates that I do have for you right here, right now. It is definitely a brand new year and a brand new beginning for many of us. So regardless of where it is that you are, regardless of what situation you might be in your life right now, just know that as long as you want to be a part of everything that we do, we are here for you as well. And so is every single one of the mentors and leaders that you see on the screen that have been interacting with us today, as well as all the other times that we're on live as well. So keep in mind, yes, this is the first live that we've done this entire year so far. But when it comes to the other communities, when it comes to our other groups, our other companies, our other projects, we invite you to be a bigger part of those as well, because those are where all the additional announcements are going to come in. Lots of really exciting things are going to be coming. So make sure that you do follow us, like us on Facebook, subscribe on the YouTube channel, follow us on social media, turn on those notifications, because you're not going to want to miss it the next time that we go live in any one of our communities, so that you can be a bigger part of everything that we do. All right, so until next time, take action right now. Let us know if you have any questions. And on behalf of the entire communities, all of our leaders and mentors and myself, we look forward to seeing you very, very soon at the very top. Cheers, folks. Happy New Year.